Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at week 3 of the LEGO Star Wars 75307 Advent Calendar from 2021. So this year, if you're watching it this year, don't see why you would be watching it a few years from now, but you might be, so yeah. So today is Friday, the 17th of December, or at least it is in Australia. So if you haven't gotten all the way up to day 17, I recommend that you just add this video to your watch later playlist and check it out later. Alright, so as is kind of obvious, this video will contain spoilers for days 11 to 17, because that's where we're up to. And let's get straight into it. Day 11 of the Advent Calendar was a New Republic X-Wing fighter. So this build may look familiar, as we did get one that was quite similar in the 2020 Advent Calendar. So you can see that those are quite similar, but they did actually make a few design differences. So for these wing pieces, they had the top, in 2020, the top ones were upwards and the bottom ones were upside down. Whereas on this one, they're both upwards. Oh yeah, one thing I should mention with these is that because of the pieces they used, you can open them that far, which is a little further than they do in Universe, but it looks okay, I guess. They also switched out that pointy part on the front for this cheese slope piece. You can also see a few differences on the bottom and on the sides, like the use of different colored clips and a different colored astromech droid. They also used the studs flipped the other way for the engines, and the lightsaber hilt pieces flipped the other way for the cannons. So yeah, that's the X-Wing. Day 12 was an Imperial TIE Fighter. It's a pretty basic, small-scale build for the TIE Fighter. It's a pretty good build. It's just a small cockpit in the middle with this build for the wings, just made of 3 pieces. Pretty good, I guess. And let's just compare it to the even smaller scale ones that came with the light cruiser. So yeah, the wings are definitely a more accurate shape compared to these ones, which are just squares. However, I don't know why they didn't reuse the printed tile for the cockpit. It's not like it was like, oh yeah, it has to stay exclusive because otherwise people get angry. So yeah, I don't know why they just didn't reuse that. It would have made it so much better. But they didn't, so that's unfortunate. But there would be a spare one of the tile included in the set, which you can use for this TIE Fighter, so I recommend doing that. For day 13, we got an Imperial Scout Trooper. Just a completely normal one, nothing new or special. Even the face is the same. I would have preferred that they changed it up from what came in the Razor Crest, but unfortunately they just didn't do that. So yeah, nothing new with this figure, but it's cool to get another one, just to build up your Imperial army. Day 14, we got the Imperial Weapon Stand. This is a pretty this is a pretty cool build. I kind of like it. Don't really know what it's supposed to represent in terms of like what it would be in the movie. Like that could be a kind of wall for an Imperial base. You can have a figure behind it and they can look through or something, I don't know. But it has on one clip a normal size blaster and on the other one a pistol. So you can give this normal size blaster to the Stormtrooper and you can give the pistol to the Scout Trooper. So now they can actually have weapons to use. For day 15, we got this Imperial Speeder Bike. It's definitely nowhere near as good as the full-size ones that we got in the 2020 AT-AT, 2021 UCS AT-AT, or the Hoth Battle Pack that's coming out early next year. Those second 2 ones from the Battle Pack and the UCS AT-AT are different to this one. I don't have either of those sets, obviously, so that's just the one from the 2020 AT-AT. This one is pretty good for an Advent Calendar build, however. I do like the design, and you can fit the Scout Trooper right on there. So there we go. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way you can get him to hold the whatever you call them, handle things. So unless you like lean him out of the seat and rotate his hand, but yeah, so that's kind of weird, but it still works. It's pretty cool. I like it. For day 16, we got this astromech droid driven transport speeder from Chapter 3 of The Mandalorian. This is actually the speeder that Mando kind of rides on, takes cover on when he's being hunted down by all those bounty hunters trying to get Grogu from him. So yeah, it's pretty cool to get this in a set, even if it's a scaled down version, because if I just go and grab a figure of Mando, he does somewhat fit on it, which is pretty cool. You can use it to recreate the scene, so it's good to have a build of that speeder, even if it's not a great one. And you can also use it for, like it has on the box right up there, transporting snowballs, although we do have snowballs, just studs, which are smaller. Yeah, you can use it to transport snowballs, which is pretty cool. You could also use it to transport mini builds or whatever, so yeah, I like it for that. It's a cool little transport speeder that you can use for fun stuff with the advent calendar or for recreating the scene it's based on. So yeah, nice build, really like it. So for today, day 17, we got the Imperial Light Cruiser mini build. It's pretty cool, it's got that tile on the underside, and I like the engine design, especially around the back. This whole thing looks really good. I don't really like the piece they used for the bridge, but I don't see what they could have done to make it better. And I did find the instructions for this kind of confusing. So just to clarify, you do have to use, in this bit, if I can get that ingot piece off, it is a light grey stud there, just a normal light grey stud. And underneath the bridge, it's a dark grey hold stud. You need to use the whole one, otherwise the bridge piece won't be able to go on there. So yeah, if you were a bit confused with the instructions as well, that's just to clarify. I just realized that I had done a different thing wrong as well, and the ingot piece and bridge need to actually be a stud further back than I had them. So yeah, kind of confusing with the instructions for today, but overall really good build once you finish it. I really like it. So that was week 3 of the LEGO Star Wars 2021 Advent Calendar. Make sure you come back next Friday on Christmas Eve for the last video I'll be making about this. It will be days 18 to 24, by the way. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.